So I'm someone who mainly aspires to be a translator. Something that I've always had to consider is AI and how it could make or break me getting my foot in the door, or what kind of jobs I would get, how much I would get paid. There was a YouTuber. She was a 39-year-old woman. She was saying that as a translator, AI took her job. And she was talking about how she had the degrees, the certifications, the experience, everything. But people, companies, employers are demanding AI over human translating. Seeing her video was like a wake up call for me, not to just completely discourage being a translator, to be more realistic and try to look for other things that I can do with my degree. I was looking in the comments. Either were also translators and had some insight, or people who were in different fields talking about how AI has affected them. But there were some people who were just so rude for no reason. And I hate this one specifically that I'm about to say. When people tell you to like stop crying and to just suck it up. First of all, the woman wasn't even fucking crying. The woman was not crying. She was not sobbing. She was not pleading. She wasn't even complaining. She wasn't being dramatic. She was just calm and collected. And yeah, she was a little bit a bit shocked because this is her profession. And maybe she didn't think this was going to happen anytime soon, or she didn't think that AI was going to beat her with how much experience she has. That's reasonable. You work so hard, education, time, money, experience to get your job, to get into a field. And then it's just taken away from you because people want to use technology instead and not the accuracy of a human. Even though, yeah, humans are flawed, make mistakes, but AI is made by humans, so it can also make mistakes. So whoop-de-fucking-do. People telling her to suck it up, or AI didn't take your job, you just didn't keep up with technology. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? This woman is just talking about her experience, redirect her focus with her career. And people telling her, like, suck it up, stop crying about it, figure it out. Yeah, she is figuring it out. She said in the video, and actually in one of her comments, that she's going to do something else with her degrees, with her certifications. I'm like, are we good? Are we good? It's sad that we just tell people to suck everything up. Why can't we just think, sympathize, and empathize with people when they talk about a struggle, whether they're literally crying about it or not? Is there nothing in your fucking heart? Are you the fucking Grinch? Like, god damn. What I call tone misconception, how we read things online. We can't pin down the exact tone of what somebody says. And there's so many factors to it because we have punctuation, either the presence of it or the absence of it, emojis, memes, undertones, like if there's potential passive aggression. If somebody looks at one line of text that somebody says, I'd say a group of 10 people or even 5 people could interpret it differently based on whatever they want to use as evidence. Online, people detect the tone of something that can seem so harmless and simple, and they take it as aggression, as pettiness, they take it as snarkiness, and therefore, because they read it a certain way, or there's certain words that trigger a response in them that tells them this is a negative comment, this is negative text, I am now going to be negative back. Let's say there is an Instagram post of a woman posting her hair because her hair is typically black, but she decided to dye it like 10 different colors. A lot of her reactions to her posts are very positive. Let's say there's a commenter who follows this woman. They decide to say, out of shock, why would she do that? So because this commenter has their question that looks just like this, if you're not looking at the screen, it's hard for people to tell and easier for them to misconstrue what the intention of the commenter is. Most people, from what I would see on Instagram, would take this as shade and therefore attack this person and be like, well, why wouldn't she do that? It's her hair. Why are you judging her? This comment would not most likely, and I say most likely because it could still get that reaction depending on how people read it, if it's said in one of these different ways. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? Why would she do that with 2 question marks? Why would she do that with a crying emoji, or maybe with a laughing emoji, or maybe with like a distressed emoji? This tells people that the comment isn't bad. But if there's none of these other variations, people cannot determine whether the comment is trying to intentionally be mean or not. Part of the reason that I think people react to comments where there's a misconception to the intention of the commenter is because of past experiences where that tone was used with them. People react to this comment negatively because maybe they had judgmental people in their life when they tried to do something different or when they tried to do something that they liked or made them happy. Like, let's say growing up, they wanted to try a different fashion style or sense, and their parents weren't very accepting of it. They may have said in judgmental ways, why would you do that? And that's what they associate those words with, that negative experience. They are now going to associate any comment or anything they read with those same words with that tone. Therefore, that's when you get all the negative responses. But just think about a time where you read something and you thought it was harmless and then everyone overreacted because they read it in a different way. And the last thing, this YouTube short I saw about Catherine O'Hara, who she acted in a couple of things, more things than I fucking remember. She was in Home Alone. She was the mom from Home Alone. Like, of course, duh. But she passed away like the beginning of this year or like last year. And it was crazy because a lot of us grew up with her. She was a really good actress and she won an award at some award show. The camera was cutting to different people in the audience who were very emotional because, you know, even though she's no longer with us, she's still winning awards for her talent, which is amazing. The camera cut to Jenna Ortega, who you may know from Wednesday, because she and Catherine were co-stars. I think, was she in the first Beetlejuice? I know she was in the second. Anyway, there was a comment that said that they saw a comment saying that Jenna Ortega was crying because she didn't win. I'm like, are you fucking serious? This is what I'm talking about when people are reaching or people are really stupid. It's like, out of all of the things, like the context, do we not have the context? Catherine O'Hara is no longer with us. And that was her co-star. And they probably had like a bond, like a close relationship. And here's the thing, Jenna was not the only person crying in that audience. There were many people crying and glassy, teary-eyed. How do we attribute her crying about this to her being upset that she didn't win an award? I don't know if Jenna Ortega has won awards, but if she has, what does she need to be sad about? And if she hasn't, she probably will eventually. She's very fucking talented. People online are just so, I can't even fathom. And it's stuff like this that makes me face palm. I don't know. Some people online are just not real. And I want to talk about some of these instances because they're so interesting to me. And I know that you yourself have probably seen similar things to this or other things that I did not mention. If you agree, disagree, relate, don't relate to anything that I said, let me know in the comments. And until my next video, whatever I talk about.